What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $923 on the day. It has been a busy, busy trading day. These are all my trades at a glance. We'll go over them one by one here. The market took a huge dump yesterday. You can kind of see that. Let's go over to just Standard & Poor's here. Huge dump yesterday. Broke through this level. Had a nice move up. Made a high. Dropped down. Came back up. And this high is lower than this high. That's a downward trend. And it kind of confirmed here as we broke through this level of support. We broke through the 20-day, broke through the 50-day moving averages. Uh, Pretty big levels, so I don't know when we're going to find support again on the market. Maybe some news will get it to go on the uptick. So just keeping that in mind after this big red day that we had yesterday, that we could see more red today. It was very slow to get into some trades on the long side. My first trade was car short, and let me get over to the time frame that I took the short. Okay, so out of the gates, car just took off. I don't know why. It came down and then went all the way back up. Well, car and HTZ have been trading hand in hand for like the past 2 weeks. If one goes up, the other one goes up. If one goes down, the other one goes down. And it's been trading on and off which one would lead the pack. So today it was HTZ. HTZ sold off big time out of the gates, right? Car decided to bounce and it came back up. When it hit this area, that's when I was like, okay, time is short. HTZ is breaking to new lows of the day and car is still hanging out up here. So at 1027, right in here, I went short. What I was looking at, and you can kind of see it, you know, on the 5 minute chart here. It's getting really spiky up here, right? Definitely was watching for a candle under candle, but more importantly, well, that is the more importantly. Why did I pick this time frame to go short? Spike up, spike up, consolidate, and then it just didn't spike up again. Um, I thought we'd get the breakdown going through here. You can see the 9 minute moving average holding a support as it's moving around here. I was thinking, okay, the 20 minutes catching up, uh, and now we're going to break through the 20 minute, and that's going to give us that signal down move, especially with HTZ. I was more looking at HTZ. HTZ was breaking the new lows while CAR is still sitting at high day. It just didn't make sense for CAR to be up here, especially with the market being as red as it was in the morning. So I went short thinking we were gonna get a flush on car, and that's what happened. And I covered as soon as we broke 33, right? Somewhere in here probably was. Somewhere in this candle is when I covered. So went short at 33.10, covered at 32.96. Did I know it was going to go all the way down here? No, but it was my first trade of the day. I wasn't around for the market open, so I didn't get in anything. This is my first trade, so I just want to get green on it. Made about $140 on that trade, so it was a nice one. Hog was my next trade, Harley Davidson. This one just kind of doing nothing as the market, and then all of a sudden, boom. Okay, what happened here? Well, the news sources that I subscribe to, which are if you're watching on YouTube, the link for that is down in the description below. Uh, Check it out. Benzinga reports that another news agency is reporting that Tesla and Harley Davidson are going to do a collaboration bike, and that just sent this stock rocking. This is the second time this kind of news. I think it did it last week as well, or 2 weeks ago, and it popped pretty good on that. And I got in as soon as I heard that news right here inside this, right? So at 46.58, right at the VWAP, and got a quick spike up, and I sold at 46, basically 46.69 for 110, oh no, 2,000 shares, so $220 win. As soon as I sold, it's just kept spiking hard, and that's what I thought. I thought I was in the spike, and it was kind of stop out around here. Nope, went all the way to 47.20, so I missed out on quite a bit. But I thought I was a little late to the party because you can kind of see this move here that somebody heard this news 2 minutes prior to me, and I thought maybe, okay, this is the spike. I'm out. Anyway, it was $220. Not complaining at all, but maybe I could have played that better. Maybe sell half on the first spike and then hold the rest. But win's a win. Definitely nice. It was up 300 some odd dollars at that time. My next trade was Under Armour UA. The symbol we're looking at right now is Foot Locker. Foot Locker got destroyed. Their earnings report was horrible. And they were hanging around low a day. It's hard to see on this chart because E-Trade's charts suck. The old ones do. And we're down near low a day. Popped up, didn't go anywhere at all. Came back down, hit low a day. Popped up again, didn't go anywhere, going low a day. And I really thought we would just get the breakdown through here and we'd start pushing to new lows. And I was watching Under Armour, which was trading in sympathy of that, of this trade. So I went short Under Armour as Foot Locker was going low of day. 1108 right here, out of the bounce, new low day, bounce. I was thinking, okay, we're going to get another breakdown low a day. And we went candle under candle in the 1 minute. I went 1,000 shares short at 1557, 1,000 shares short at 1556. Came here at 54 and it wasn't breaking through. And we're actually double bottoming now. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cover. I want to get out because it feels like a bounce is coming now. A double bottom is very bullish. So at least for the short term on the 1 minute here. So it did get the bounce and it was a good decision. Actually bounced all the way back up the VWAP. So, what is this? Maybe $25, $30 out of that trade. But I tried it again later on, same exact thing. Foot Locker, this one, Foot Locker was going close to low day again, and or breaking down anyway. And Under Armour, after it hit the VWAP, hit this area again. I went short. Let's see, at 39 right here. So we tapped it, a lower high again. So now we have a downward trend. So now I'm thinking, okay, we break these moving averages, we'll get a little bit of a flush. So that's what I was kind of looking for. I only made about $25 on this trade, 1,000 shares, but $25 in 3 minutes, I'll take it all day long. So HTZ was my next trade. This one has a pattern in the past week and a half that it will sell off in the morning and then it'll just get this crazy spike up, and you kind of see that forming here. It sold off pretty hard all morning, down $1.50 or $1.20, 30, and then the volume comes in for the buying, right? Usually that run goes high of day. Now I didn't think it was going to go high of day today because the market was just so red, and at this point in the day, and I just didn't think it had it in it. I think traders are spooked. They're going to wait for the flush out happen in the market. But anyway, I thought we'd at least get a pop. 17, around the $17 acted as support, and that's kind of where the pop came in. What I started watching here was this on the 5-minute chart. Again, ascending triangle forming. Okay, so as soon as it looked like it was going to break this top, I was going to go long, and I did go long. You can kind of see it right here. Boom, there's that breakout. It had two things going for it. It was a breakout over the VWAP and a breakout of the ascending triangle that it was building right here. So I went long as the upside was breaking on that triangle. I got a really crappy fill. I thought I was going to get filled at 1760. I got filled at 1768. 1,000 shares right inside this spike here. So when I knew I got in pretty high, I just was looking to get out quickly. So the next move up, I took my profit, 1771. So I made about $30 on that trade. Did end up going to 84 before selling off, hitting that 200-minute moving average. And the idea was right. The fill was just bad, but I didn't get hurt. Made $30 in how many seconds is that? 20, 25 seconds. Who doesn't want to make $1 a minute? It's pretty darn good. So my next trade was based off of the 1 minute here. All right, so HTZ had a pop up right here on the 1 minute chart, consolidation, and I was playing candle over candle, hoping that would break VWAP and get moving again. Took 2,000 shares at 1759, basically 1760. I didn't feel like it was moving fast enough as we were on the VWAP. If If it's here and it's going to break it, I want to see it break it and get going with some volume. Didn't go. So I sold at 1761, made about 20, $30 on that trade. Uh, Not a bad trade. Again, I held that for all of 45 seconds, so just taking $20 bills out of the air. But it didn't move how I thought it would, and it was a smart decision to sell because it ended up selling off again. So this is where the fun really started happening on the day. News comes out that Steve Bannon, part of the Trump administration, one of his top aides, was leaving the White House, was resigning from the White House. Why that's important is because a lot of people viewed Steve Bannon as a person that was getting in the way of a lot of the tax reform stuff. He had a lot of different views on tax reform than Cohen does. The Cohen's the main guy that the market looks to as the dude that is going to really hammer tax reform and do an awesome job, and the market's going to love it, and business is going to love it. But a lot of people thought Steve Bannon was a person that would get in the way of that, and has been getting in the way of that. So when news comes out that Steve Bannon is leaving the White House, I went short TVIX. This is the velocity shares daily times 2, so it's levered times 2. So any move the market makes, it's going to see double the kind of move in the TVIX here. So this is a volatility index. So if the market goes up, this is going to go down. If the market's going down, this is going to go up. You can kind of see that yesterday. Prime example, right? Market tanked yesterday. This thing took off. So I went short TVIX at 2007 on that news. It came screaming down, right? Screaming down. I only took 1,000 shares. I think you actually have to have you can't use your own leverage on this, your own margin. You have to use cash. So I took 1,000 shares short when I heard that. It completely tanked. I was up about $800, and I thought it was just going to keep going. Then the New York Times comes out and says, "Oh, they can't confirm that he's leaving." Or blah. This was on Drudge first, so I believe Drudge over the New York Times because any kind of news like that is not going to come from the New York Times because the Trump administration hates the New York Times. Drudge Report is usually like really accurate and really early with news like that. So anyway, when New York Times, I knew that New York Times probably didn't have it right, but it was enough to get the market to put doubt in this move that just happened. So when it popped back up, I was like, oh, I just want to take my money and run. So I ended up covering right here at 19, let's see, 45. I ended up holding it through here. So we got the pop up and came back down. And as it came back down, I just covered in there for about, what is that? Almost a 40-cent win, $400. Like I said, I killed it. I was up like $900 on this trade until the New York Times screwed me over. So nonetheless, it's a good trade. I ended up shorting the TVIX and playing the TVIX long and short, but we'll get into those in just a second. At the exact same time I was shorting TVIX, I went long HTZ. I was thinking, okay, if the market really thinks that Bannon was in the way of tax reform, then maybe the market is just going to start ripping, right? The market's worth starting to turn. You can kind of see it here as the news came out that Bannon was leaving the White House. S&P just kind of took off, right? All the markets did. Nasdaq did the exact same thing. The Dow did the exact same thing. Just boom, just took off a lot, and they were all red, and then they turned green. So I was thinking HTZ, it's pretty red on the day at the time. I was thinking, okay, HTZ is going to pop over the VWAP and get going, maybe get a 50-cent move out of it. So I went long HTZ. It didn't go anywhere with the rest of the market, so I sold for about a $35 loss. Next trade was TVIX. At this time, more news was starting to come out and confirm that Bannon was leaving. So any kind of pop that would happen, I was shorting them. So pop up up here would happen. I went short at 1959 right here. Waited 1 minute and would cover on the drop. So it would pop up. I'd short. As it would drop, I was looking for 50 bucks, 20 bucks. I didn't even care. This one just turned out to be like $180. So that was a nice win there. Um, we played it again.
C and PBR, Petrobras
It's a little
tapped
news.
Citigroup, seven other banks to underwrite IPO of fuel distribution unit BR Distribuidora, according to sources reported by Reuters. That's PBR
So
and letter C.
here, I believe, is when the White House news came out that it is official that he is leaving. So I went short again, thinking, okay, now it's official he's leaving, and now it's going to head back towards 19. It did the opposite. Uh, so I went short, and it got a candle over candle, and it actually started to take off. And as it was taking off, I I covered for about $100 loss there. So now my idea that the market was going to really move because of a ban and departure changed. Now the market is telling me that it doesn't care anymore about Bannon. It's more about Cohen. It really is all about Cohen anyway. So now the market, this is where I did that last trade. So now the market is not going up like it should, like I thought it would, like everybody thought it would, with the Bannon news. So now the market was starting to turn back to the red side. So it popped up, came back down, and I went long on this area right here at 13.19 right here. Went long at $20, got a quick pop up, and I sold at 2014. Did it again later on. Let's see, 13.50 right in here. Um, I missed the really big move, but hit the VWAP, came back down. I was really watching these. I was watching the S&P. I was watching the Dow. They were all kind of doing candle over candle, the drop down, candle over candle, drop down. Uh, I was watching the 1 minute as well. This one, the next time I just traded, I just got a bad entry. Hello, give me the TVIX. Just got a bad entry, and therefore I didn't want it to flush on me, so I got in at 2089. Started to go down on me. I just wanted to get out because it wasn't moving up like I thought it would, with the while the market was headed down. So I lost 30 bucks here. The next time I did, it was the break of 21. Let's see, 53 right in here, and the market's really started to turn down at this point, and you can't, for some reason it's not showing, but I got in at 21, or I think it was 19.99, something like that, and I sold right here on a quick spike. Like I said, I'm just trying to get 50 bucks here or there, but the market really turned down 2 minutes later, and it just ran 80 cents. So that's what the move I thought it was going to make, but it wasn't making it fast enough. This thing can move fast, so I don't want to be stuck in it if it goes the wrong way, so I'll just take my profits and run. Um, I did do it again. Let's see, 1403. So the market moved down. So again, I'm watching these guys the whole time I'm doing this, just seeing how they're acting, and they were doing come down, candle over candle for 5 minute consolidation, break down again, up, break down again. Just watching these, and I was playing them, playing TVIX accordingly. So it's not a not a technical play by any stretch. Well, it's a technical play in the fact it's a sympathy play, watching the SPY, the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, how they're acting, and playing TVIX accordingly, and anticipating the move because they move simultaneously, so you have to anticipate it. If it looks like, you know, the SPY was going to go candle under candle, I'd go short, or I'd go long TVIX right here, um, TVIX, as it looked like the SPY was going to crack. I was getting in early on the anticipation. Because if you wait for it to confirm candle under candle, you're too late because the TVIX moves simultaneously with the market. So anyway, it's just playing a lot of TVIX. It's a dangerous stock to play if you don't know what you're doing. Um, that's why I recommend all of you all that are watching these videos and learning, come into the Discord. It's free. We've got people throughout the day coming and going, asking questions. I post all the stuff that I'm watching in here. I get in voice alerts, and I'm on the microphone telling people what I think of the market, what I think of stocks, what I'm watching, my ins and outs. I post my trades so you can see them throughout the day. I'm just here to help. Uh, it's a free chat, so please come on in. The link is on this YouTube video in the description below. Come on in. Also, I highly recommend the other chat rooms I subscribe to. They are where I learned how to trade. Um, they're not free, but they're well worth it. So if you're interested in any of those at all, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer some questions. I already got a couple guys sign up this week, and I've never had anyone drop out of the services that I personally subscribe to. Never had it. They're that good. So anyway, that's all for now. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you Monday.